Hello. I've got on a shirt today. Anyway, so gonna do something a little different from last week. Still the same ground beef and a little bit of pork rinds and eggs. But today I'm gonna try putting a little bit of minced garlic in it. And I'm gonna put in some whipped cream cheese spread. Let's see, May 25th. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 2020. Let's take a gander. Make sure it's okay. I'm a little OCD about things like that. Oh, it's never been opened yet. Yep, it's good. That's like the best part. You gotta take a bite of that. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. And we're gonna make it up, and that's what I will take for my lunches this week. I went to a butcher shop up in Oak Ridge this week and picked up 14 pounds worth of ribeye and some other kind of steak. Not T-bone. Anyways, another kind of steak. And I'll have those throughout the week in the evening time. Try not to get too fancy. Sometimes whenever I get a little bit wild with what I cook in the suppers, it does have an effect on my weight loss. Although this week is Shark Week, everything, as a female, hormones are surging, so emotions are on high alert, and want to just chop off heads and all that stuff. Plus, if it's not moving, I might eat it. Thankfully, my dogs move enough that I haven't had to try to eat them yet, so they're safe. But anyway, I'm going to just try to do some basic ribeye and doggone. Let me look and see if I can see, because there was one of them that I didn't break down into Ziplocs. Just a second. Well, I couldn't find it. I don't know. It's some other kind of cut. But anyway, but look what I have left. I bought that cow back in December. This is how much, and I eat 5 pounds of ground beef a week. That's how much I have left. I don't know, 15, no, that's probably 20, 25 pounds of ground beef. And I just keep that in my chest freezer. But what I did with it wasn't sirloin, he was out of it. Dadgummit, it's going to drive me nuts. Well, anyway, whatever kind of steak it was $7 a pound, and his ribeyes were $8 a pound, I think, just a straight $8 a pound. So I went through and I broke them and cut them up and weighed them into 1 pound servings. Not that I can't eat more or I shouldn't eat more or whatever, but just so I can kind of not waste it if I have a set amount that I cook. And then if I'm still hungry afterwards, I could fry up another steak. I'll just eat it and then end up giving parts of it away to the dogs if I don't. If I get like, say, 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds or something. So I don't want to waste it. So I'm trying to be a little more frugal with what I have. So I bought it and cut it up into 1 pound sections. So my oven just dinged. It's at 350. And I'm going to pause you and put the cold ground beef away. And then I will get started on what we are going to experiment with today for our lunch this week. So this is what I hear from the other room. So who needs a timer? It says it's done. So I'll turn the oven off and I'm going to get it pulled out and then I'll show you. All right. So it's done. Now normally I don't think I show you what it looks like, but let me pull out a little container thing and I'll show you. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just use this one. So usually I let it cool so it can reabsorb that the fat. And then when I eat it, I eat the fat too. But let me show you what a piece looks like when I take it out. I'll just take a big old fat middle piece. When it's done, I'll... So, that's how it looks. You see that cream cheese in there? See some of that cream cheese? And what I was thinking I'm going to do this go around is... bought some cheese. Bought some sliced cheese. And this is Gouda. This is Gouda sliced cheese. So what my thought was, just going to take one piece of cheese and put it on top. And then that's what I'll have at work this week. So let me taste it since I haven't done the cream cheese. Plus this way I'll know if the seasonings were enough. Oh, somebody come in the dog door and knows I'm up to something. So this bite has a little cheese under there. I'm gonna burn the snot out of myself. Yeah, that's good. That's just enough seasoning. Ow! It's hot under the bottom. It's just enough seasoning. It's not overpowering. It's enough salt. So what I'm going to do is put that back in there so it can reabsorb that grease, because I want that fat. Because it is called low carb, high fat. So like I said, I'm going to put a piece of cheese on each one of these little things, and that is what I will take for my lunch this week at work. And that's right at a pound of ground beef, so I have that for lunch. And then this is what I had last night. It was a ribeye, and not a whole lot of fat in it, so I cooked it in butter to add extra fat, butter and lard. But it's 1 pound, so I've been eating that for lunch, and then this for supper. And I do also take 2 boiled eggs to work, and I eat 2 to 3 sausage patties, and that's what I've been doing. I can't say the scales moved this week because, like I told you earlier, it's Shark Week. So, as a female, that means if it's not moving, it's going in my mouth. But I help myself because I don't buy anything and keep it at my house that I can't have. Or let me rephrase that I should not have. Everything. And here's how I clean it off. The little meat thermometer. I just take one of these little bleach wipes and kind of go up and down and get all that cooked meat off of it, and then it's clean and ready to go. I'll use this tonight because what I've been doing when I cook my meat is on one side, I'll get one side done, then I flip it over, and once I flip it over, I stick this in so I can get the other side done, and it's the right temperature, and then I know it's done. So anyway, I'm gonna let this absorb the fat, and then I'll put that into these containers, and I'll take that to work with me. And I'm still using, watch out, puppy dog. Still using these sausages. for breakfast. The original pork sausages. Still using 2 or 3 of those along with my boiled eggs. And I don't have any eggs boiling yet. I'll get to it. What time is it? It's almost 2. Oh no, I'll get to it soon. I'm kind of not in a huge hurry today. I'm just kind of moving slow. Just kind of chilling. Doing some crochet. And yeah. So yeah. So that's my day, and I showed you what I'll be eating tonight for supper. And I had 3 sausages this morning, and I had 4 fried eggs. Because on the weekends I get to cook at home. Hang on. I get to cook at home, so I'm pulling out my lids because heaven forbid I wait until I turn you off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there we go. That's what I'll have my food in for the week, and I'll take it to work. It'll get microwaved, and yeah. So that's my lunches, and keeps me full. Some nights I don't go home, or I go home and I'm not overly hungry, so I don't eat a whole lot. But some nights I am hungry, so I never know. But anyway, I keep a rotation of frozen stuff and defrosted stuff in the freezer, so still keeping that rotation going. And that's that. All right. So now you know where I'm at. I guess I'm gonna boil some eggs, get my eggs going, cause I do need to get them going. So I guess I'll get that going. But you don't have to watch me. You know how to boil eggs, surely. Surely you know how to boil some eggs. So like I said, I'll set this aside. Oh, it's already absorbing. Well, it already absorbed it all, so all right. So there we go. 1. I mean, there's a little bit on the bottom, and what I do with that is just kind of pour it into these containers. I pour the leftover into the containers, and yeah. It's funny because it never fails. One side of the of my thing is always like, I don't know if it's heavier. One side's heavier than the other side, or I make the pieces bigger than the other side. So I usually try to add the extra fat that's on the bottom to those. So there we go. Look, I'm just bumping you all kinds of ways. Watch out, puppy. Mama's in the kitchen, so they want to know what I'm doing. They don't want to miss out. So here's what I do. If I'm going to do it, I'll just might as well show you. Okay, so these 2 on the end are the ones that are more smaller. So put some of that excess. Don't drop it. Ugh. It's kind of heavy, awkward, and gonna be hot, so I don't want to grab it with my bare hands. That would be a very not so smart move. Now we're cooking. So I'll put these on here, and the cheese will stick to the lid. That's all right. And then I'll microwave them at work, and then, like I said, there'll be an extra one because, like, maybe supper on Sunday or lunch on Saturday. pot holders. Ooh, they're hot. Ow. Look at this cup. I've had this cup since I was probably 8 years old. It says, have a happy day. I was a little girl and always loved that cup. I couldn't even tell you how long that lipstick's been on there. Probably since I was a kid. I wasn't much of a lipstick wearer, but I could have been as an adult, but I've had that cup since I was a little girl. I made sure I took that when I moved out. When I moved out and into my own place, I took that with me. So what I usually do is leave 2 of them at a time in the refrigerator, and then the other 4 will go in the freezer. And then throughout the week, as I eat one, I replace it. As I eat one, I'll take one out of the freezer and put it in the put one in the refrigerator and kind of rotate them like that. What else? What else have I got going? Well, I might as well, like I said, I might as well do my water. So this water dealie, why is that so hot? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, when I got this, the instructions were in Chinese. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my mom, she has one, and her instructions were in English. Well, hers is a different brand. But come to find out, I was using just this little cup, which is what it came with for water. And the one she uses, her thing, came with a much bigger thing for water. But when my eggs get done, when I use about the same amount as hers uses, my eggs are like dark brown. They look like they have a problem. One of my coworkers saw them yesterday. I was like, well, something's wrong with your eggs. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's because they get too done. So they turn brown. The whites do. But anyway, so I'll use a little bit less water this time. See how that goes. So I'm going to do these. It's boiled eggs. You don't need to see what boiled eggs look like when they're done. Yeah, so I'll take 2 with me every day to work, along with some sausage, and that'll be breakfast. Lunch, what I just showed you, and supper, what I showed you. So that's what we're doing this week. So, all right, have a good week. Stay carnivore.